Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to another episode of the Scarlet Derby streams. Tonight, we are going to be playing Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity. This is a game, well, that's new to me anyway. I got it off of a Black Friday sale. But tonight, we are definitely going to play through the history of Hyrule's greatest royal family before the fall at the hands of Calamity Ganon, or something of that nature. And so, well, I've kind of had a rough week today. I was kind of busy with real life a lot, and I didn't post a lot of my information for this week's stream online, but we're still doing it. We're still here, and we're still going to be doing the stream. So let's go ahead and let's get started. Tonight's stream is brought to you by Ray's Energy Drink. For a great tasting, sugar-free energy drink in a variety of great flavors, drink Ray's Energy Drink. Use the code DERBYSENTME at checkout for 15% off your online order. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight. Let's go ahead and let's get started. We are tonight with tonight's stream of Age of Calamity Hyrule Warriors. It should be great. Let's go ahead and let's head over to the main screen. So, I mean, the reason that I was playing the lo-fi a second ago, because I had to start on this screen. Normal difficulty, voice language English, text language English. So, yeah, I'm going to begin with these settings. I don't understand why they make you set up games when you first play them. I mean, do they realize that people are streaming? I have no idea. Say, well, let me see. The actual game volume is a little loud in my ears, so I'm going to need to lower it a little bit. But then I'm going to need to raise it here in the stream so that people can actually hear the background. Awesome! Awesome, awesome. Oh, one other thing that I'm doing tonight, I'm actually testing out a new microphone, so my voice might sound a little bit different than it did in some of my previous streams. I think I've got the settings right. If I don't have the settings right, well, I'll listen to the feedback and I'll fix it next time. Anyways, we're missing out on a pretty awesome looking cutscene here. Everything's on fire. The big guardian robots are blowing everything to itty bitty bits. Oh, how did it happen? How did things turn out that way? Let us take a little trip down memory lane and try to figure out where it all went wrong. Up something fell. Up something else fell. Alright. Eye laser. Big explosion. Light. Lots and lots of light coming out of that one window. Look at that. Ah. Look, it's just a little baby. It's a little baby guardian. He's just a little guy. How could this have happened? All of the kingdom is burning.
I must protect.
Well, you did a good job of that. Something like that. Alright. Oh. That ain't the mama guardian. Oh. Oh, gee whiz. Look at it go. So it travels back in time to the time of the past where a tale of the champions. A diminutive guardian who traveled backward through time. Did some other things. Did some things of interest. And the great calamity that they faced. That calamity known as Ganon, who we've been calling a calamity ever since the series started. Roar! I am made of hate and paper. Hyrule Warriors, the Age of Calamity. Da 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 da. Well, this was in the before times. Before Ganon ran amok. Before Ganon ran a tabletop. What up, King? King Rome. We're about to see the fall of the Roman Empire. Threats of this magnitude have been scarce indeed. I recall the days when we barely even had a calamity like this.
Yes, we have unearthed the divine beasts and filled volumes with our knowledge of ancient relics. But a barricade of books.
I mean, you know, education is our future and all of that. Yeah, right. Evil piggies. Like piles and piles of evil piggies.
We must exterminate the monsters roaming Hyrule Field. Thus will begin our renewed effort to stop the calamity.
I mean, you know, dude has a name. You could probably use it right about now. For your kingdom! Woo! Great speech, King. Alright. Fire the cannons, blast those monsters off the plane. And here's Link rushing headlong into battle. So, regular attacks Y, strong attacks X, okay. Pretty standard for a Warriors game. Not a Dynasty Warriors game, but a Hyrule Warriors game. I sure can ride a shield, folks. Okay. I think that fleet is down for. There's still one or two Bobiclins behind me. I just have to wait for them to show up and stab me in the back. Shut the gate! Prevent their retreat! Do something, do anything at all. You've got them now. Fire! Yep. This war is going pretty well so far, not gonna lie. Let me see, wall jumping. Oh, hang on. Actually, I've got to turn around. And I've got to defeat some moblin hordes in this direction. Take some of this. Take some of that. These guys are fighting. They've only had spears so far. But me, I've got a sword. I've got a shield. I've got a button that I don't mind spamming. I should have saved that for the target monster, but... oh well. Lesson learned at this point. I've got to defeat the moblin. Trying to close in on the moblin. Oh, there he is. Lock on a powerful foe by pressing R. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That guy stuck a club in the ground. Can you really do that? Can you really stick a club in the ground? Oh. Okay, you need to get better at that. There we go. Use this momentum to take out the Bucket Outposts. Howdy, Derby. Hello, KS Productions. So, KS oh, that was the home button. I thought that was the plus button. Okay, so be sure to watch KS Productions. Right now, they are in the middle of a push to get their channel up to affiliate. They've been playing some great games lately, like Pokemon and Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, and some other awesome games, so be sure to check out their channel. You're just 3 followers away from affiliate. You heard it here first, folks. So be sure to give them a follow if you're watching. In the meantime, I've got a can full of ugly pork in order to deal with. Alright. This outpost is taken care of. Now we gotta head to the other ones. Uh-oh. We've begun a cutscene. Link, this is no time to daydream. Castle's under siege. Wakey, wakey. Rise and shine. Oh. That is an egg. I just found an egg. Oh, hey, Impa. I was wondering when you were going to show up.
You help!
See, she dropped her slate. Gotta be more careful with those sorts of things. Well, because you dropped your slate, okay? You know? Technology is not something that you should take so lightly, Impa. Oh, I know that tower. I remember falling from it multiple times.
It's a tower?
Hey, you have something to do about this, Eggman? You don't have to be so hard-boiled about it. Yeah, I can whistle too. So what was I in the middle of doing? Thanks for the help. Now let's carve our way out. Carve our way out of what? Okay, I don't think I'm supposed to interact with this. And now what's that? The Sheikah Slate is in your hands. Well, yeah. It's been activated. Pora said it might have powers to help us fight. I'm sorry, but I don't have time for all of this plot. I have to protect the... I have to protect the castle. I've got to make my way to the other outpost and destroy it. Now, if I press R and A together, yeah, they're making me try to set off some remote bombs. I don't think I did that correctly. So, press Y. Okay. That's how that's done. Okay. So, where was I? Oh, yes. Rushing to the other outpost. Lone Arizona Ranger says, good evening, Scarlet Derby. Good evening, Lone Arizona Ranger. Thank you very much for joining me on tonight's stream. Hey, Impa, get out of the way! There is some very cheesed off ham hanging around here. Alright. Almost at the second outpost. You stay out of this, lizard. You stay out of this, slime balls. Cast Production says, I've just figured out controller support for Tarkov. I didn't realize that Tarkov did not have controller support. I think in a first-person shooter, it should be pretty fair to that you should always begin with controller support. Okay, well. Oh, I totally airballed all of those arrows just there. But you figured out controller support for Tarkov. Yeah, you know, I've seen things like, you know, third-party PC apps that you can use in order to add controller support to games. It seems to be quite a bit of a hassle. So I'm going to be playing a whole new genre of game this Saturday. And thankfully, I am able to play it with a controller, and I wouldn't ordinarily even be touching a genre like this because it is a genre that is typically known for not having any controller support. So I'm going to be playing a new type of game for the first game on Saturday, and it's a good thing that they patched in the controller support. That's the way that story goes. And I go through Steam even though it's not a Steam game. Yeah. That one's amazing to me, is that, you know, how sometimes, you know, I'm just I turn off my game controller, my PC controller, and while I'm turning it off, the Steam interface comes on because it thinks I'm pressing the home button. When I'm pressing the home button, I'm trying to summon Steam. You know, Steam rules the landscape these days. Let's see. Impa is going to handle the fearsome monster, which is... yeah. So, I can change characters at this point. So here we are. Impa is a character known to have the powers of the Sheikah. You know, all those really cool ninja types of characters that are regularly in Legend of Zelda games. I just keep pressing this button, and I'm eventually going to slay this powerful monster. Ah. Hey guys, just wanted to let you know you guys are doing a great job. A giant tower of some kind has appeared. Yeah, I was there when it happened. It was pretty... wow. That was pretty intense when that happened. Alright. We're almost to this final Bucket Outpost, so hopefully the game story will turn over shortly after that. They're sounding the war horns. They know that I'm coming. Unfortunately, the more elite troops were outside of the camp, and now I'm taking out all the ones on the inside. Ain't nothing you're gonna be able to do about that. Isn't it cool how I can spin my sword? My name is Link, and I can really spin a sword. Spinning a sword appears to be, you know, just a very, very useful fencing tactic somehow. Jeez, jeez. Oh. Okay. That hurt. That hurt a lot. Okay, time to get him for the weak point. Don't let nobody say that the hero of time can't carve himself a nice ham during the holidays. Okay, so more moblins. This is bad, but somehow we've got to find a way to stop them. Say somewhere about... So I need to go this way, and then I need to hang a sharp right here. Okay. Oh, wrong button. At the ally screen, you can give orders to characters you aren't controlling by telling them where to move with A. Okay. Impa, start heading this way. Okay. Okay, and I'll try to get around these fences so that I'd be able to join you. Alright. Oh, hang on. I'm not this far away from that section. I've got to go through across this bridge. Hang on. Something I should have paid attention to back there. Hey, Korok, I know that you like to play this game, but we're kind of in the middle of a great big fat war right now. So yeah, maybe I shouldn't stop in order to play with you. Just saying. I'm just saying. Alright. Now where are these moblins? Okay, there's one of them. Okay, that barely did any damage. Well, crud. Ouch. Well, Impa isn't doing much better. Probably not. Shouldn't have left her in that hour of need, but oh well. So, I'm gonna use some of this Sheikah magic here. He's standing right on a water puddle. I don't see why I'm not using the... Healing item L and B. Okay. Ouch. Okay. Press A in order to use this ice attack, which would be really good to use while he is in the puddle. Okay, that's one down. Oh, the other two have grouped together, and now Impa is with me in this fight. Okay, that one's defeated. The other one's getting back up. We did it! The monsters are retreating! You fought well and victory is your reward. Savor it. Yum yum, tasty tasty freedom. That young knight served his kingdom well. Perhaps an official appointment is in order. Is like an official appointment like a dental appointment? Because let me tell you, this is medieval times and all of our teeth are really, really terrible looking. Alright. Look at all the wonderful items that I get. I barely even know how to use.
An inexplicable guardian. And a mysterious tower. I hate to say it, but we have little hope of figuring this out on our own.
Hey, Link, what if we put you in a chamber for 100 years? That would give you enough time in order to think this through.
No! Stop right there!
Each of you has served your kingdom admirably.
Huh. That is the royal exclamation right there. Huh. Oh, huh. Zelda actually came out of her room for once.
Made it. I'm glad you're safe, Impa.
Yes, Your Highness. And I've received the Sheikah slate from Pora. Oh!
Aha. Link likes to hold stuff over his head. It's just a thing that he does.
Your Highness.
The Sheikah slate conveyed the little guardian's purpose. This anomalous visitor.
Ah, this is the expedition, people.
A time
Now would be a good time to get a drink or go to the bathroom.
Impa proposed recruiting Pura and Robbie, renowned researchers of ancient technology, to study the Guardian and investigate the mysterious tower that had appeared on Hyrule Field. King Rome of Hyrule gave...
You know, because we can't do anything unless the king tells us to. I can't take off this armor until the king tells us to. I've got to go into the throne room. I've got to say, King, I really, really need to get out of this armor. It's very constricting. I've sweat a lot, and I do believe that the iron is starting to come off on a pattern on my skin. And then he gives his consent, and then I can take my armor off, and I can take a bath, and I can take a nap. In order for Link the Hylian Knight, you must guard the mysterious tower that has appeared. I'm told it may be important. As for this time-hopping guardian, he is a very reasonable deus ex machina that allows for this to be a part of the Breath of the Wild's general continuity. May the goddess of Hylia watch over you always. Link, the Silent Knights. Oh no. Oh, that is the perfect nickname for him. Born to a line of Imperial Guards, he is renowned for his fighting skills and his courage. Impa, the advisor to Hyrule's royal family and a revered member of the Sheikah tribe, she is dedicated to her work and known for being steadfast and diligent. She can be distractible at times. Alright. Use the Sheikah slate to choose your destination. And save data for Breath of the Wild was found on my system, so now I've got a weapon. Which is a level 1 training sword. Wonderful. Let's see. The head cook of the Hylian army has shown you a cooking pot. Good fortifying meals can make all the difference. So, yeah, these are the first few places that we can go. One of them is a sword fighting academy, so you can practice your swordsmanship skills. But you don't really need swordsmanship skills. This is a warrior's game. All I gotta do is keep pressing this button, and I'm going to end up slaying the hordes, you know? Alright, so let's go ahead and let's see if we can get ourselves some better health power-ups.
You did well.
Now, steamed meat. Alright. I think there's another one. Okay. So I gotta come back here in order to create another recipe, but I do not have the ingredients yet. And so I think this is a side quest, and this is the next major area that we're going to have to go. With only Link and Impa in our party, we will soldier forth to the next Bobuckland encampment, where there are more than likely going to be tons of monsters.
About the diminutive guardian, decided to accompany Impa on her journey to Pura's research facility. With acting as bodyguard, they made their way to the
And I will always... Oh, wait, Zelda's not here. I don't have to impress anybody. Alright. Oh, I bet you say that to all the girls.
Why is it so...
Because you have a great destiny, Zelda.
Whatever could you be, little one?
Hello, I am Egg. This is Egg. This is Egg's adventure.
I suppose all we can do is wait for Robbie and the others at the lab analyze it.
Agreed, Your Highness.
Uh-oh. This looks like trouble.
A guardian? But why?
The Guardians are supposed to be on your side. At least that's how I understood the Breath of the Wild lore.
And monsters too. Now, of all times.
Alright. The Guardian may come after us. We must leave. Take some of that. A little bit more of that. Now, this more than likely hurts me as much as it hurts you. Okay, I just got a new Sheikah Slate power. So LR and then B. Oh, not what I was hoping to pull. I don't know exactly what they're trying to get me to do here. So I believe this is a magnet power, and there are a few magnet boxes everywhere. Okay. I think I just picked up a box and threw it. That's what just happened now. So I have to watch which button I press. There's 100 KOs right there. Let's see. Stasis, right trigger, and X. And then during stasis, I can take the block and I can push it in a specific direction. I remember that ability from Breath of the Wild. The only difference between that game and this game is everything has combat implications. Absolutely everything has combat implications. Alright, well... that's a way to get clear the encampment. There we go. Magnesis on R or B for enemies carrying metal. So presumably I stunned him. Let's do the weak point move. Alright, I'm starting to get the hang of this game. Alright. Lone Arizona Ranger says, it's very funny the way I detail the drawbacks of wearing armor for too long. Okay, well, I'm glad that I am saying something that you consider to be funny. Because that's probably the thing that you should be doing when you're streaming. You should probably be funny. Wow, a Guardian. Ouch. I remember fighting these things in Breath of the Wild, and they used to be impossible. And I think that they still are. Avoid fighting with a Guardian. That's what they say. Well, I'm avoiding fighting with a Guardian by not going anywhere near it. Oops, there it is. Crud, 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 crud. Ouch. I am so dead. Healing item is L and B. There we go. Where'd you run off to, Zelda? I'm looking at the map. I'm trying to figure out which one of these tiny little dots is supposed to be the princess. I should not have pressed that button. The guards are over here. I can find you some guards. That's not a problem. Where's Impa? Is she anywhere closer to Zelda? Yeah, she is, as a matter of fact, so I think I'm just going to play as Impa here. What can be done? This thing is relentless. Alright. So we're here. We need to command Link to come here, but we're gonna watch this cutscene first. Youch. So whenever we go near one of the Earth Guardians, okay, that didn't count as cover. This is going badly. Trying to avoid fighting with the Guardian. Okay, I had to dodge at the right second in order to keep it from hitting me. There we go. Up. But then I also somehow have to activate this Guardian in order to create a laser big enough in order to avoid battling the regular Guardians. Something like that. Let's give you some more of that. Where's my little arrow? I can't find it. I can't find where I am at the map anymore. How did I get up here? Okay, I'm in front of the Unearthed Guardian. How am I supposed to activate it? Give me a hint. I'm in front of the Guardian that has a very good chance of killing me as well. For some reason, Impa's map is more zoomed in than Link's is. See, I knew I was going to die immediately. I'm getting hints now. If there are guardians nearby, perhaps we can activate them too. Great. We're supposed to find these things. Okay, I think I'm heading to this waypoint here. Or that one there, one of the two. Ouch. That was actually a pretty smart tactic. Alright. So this should be where the other Unearthed Guardian is, okay? So... are you going to activate it? You're going to use your magic and junk? Hey guy, you're not helping me here. Uh-oh, Wizrobe. Ouch. These things are just as annoying as they are in the main game. Oh. Where was I? Oh, yes. Yeah, should be in front of the Guardians here. Okay, where's the other Unearthed Guardian? I can... It's right about here. Okay, what am I missing out on here? Okay, now I am allowed to pick out Zelda. She is pretty much using the entirety of the Sheikah slate in order to do her use her special abilities. All right. What is this? New chest. I assume I'm in the right place because there's another Wizrobe here. I should be near the, where the Guardian is, but I don't see it. Should be right about here. See, right and then X. I'm in front of the Guardian and then I press Y to activate it. I don't know why that didn't work in the other situation. I guess I just wasn't directly in front of it. What I had thought. So I think the waypoint is actually at the top of this hill. So that's where I need to go. Alright. I don't think I can actually climb those ladders. I think those are just for show. I have to always be as though I am traveling on flat ground. Which is definitely not a trait that Breath of the Wild had. Let's see. Then sharp right over here. Where am I supposed to be going? As soon as I get to the waypoint, it starts pointing directly up. Is it the one that is here on the scaffolding? No, it's even pointing above that. Which way do I need to go for this? Zelda puzzles, man. Start heading in this direction as Link. Sure, I am at the top of this. Okay, I see the Guardian from here now. I need to stay on top of this scaffolding. Go directly in front of the Guardian and then press Y. That's what I need to do. Okay. So now what do they want me to do? Lure the enemy into range. So now you gotta get the Guardian to stand in the right spot. Go to a new waypoint. Alright. So what am I doing now? Am I running away for a minute or am I running towards it? Okay, so... I should be standing in the right spot. Where did we leave the Guardian? I think we left it up a hill or something like that. Just somewhere in this valley is where my target is supposed to be. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I think we need to get the Guardian to that center area that we saw before. It's on the other side of this wall. Yeah, I think the map shows me where the Guardian is too. That's where that big ugly skull-shaped section is. I know it's over there. I know it's over there. How do I get into the gate? Okay, there it is. Wonderful. Oh, crap. Okay, so this way. Come on. Your mother was a Dalek. Come on, Mr. Guardian. And now the cutscene is just going to take place. Well, I think I missed my window for slaying it. Ouch. Oh, no more apples. Okay, so this is how I gotta fight from here. Ouch. Darn it! Got so close. Yeah, so from this point I just have to defeat the thing. Am I the only one involved in this crap? And get Impa or Zelda to do this? Oh well, I am the knight. So, what did I need to do in order to reorder characters again? I feel like that's important. I'm using a slightly different controller than I usually do. So, that is why you see me occasionally press the wrong button and then go to... So, let's see here. Link is here. I want Impa to go where Link is. And then I want Zelda to go where Link is. Oh well, I'll just finish this with Link now. Ah, that's not really what you call time dodges. Darn it. Okay, that's not how that was done too. So let's try to reorder everybody again. Okay, Impa come to me, and then Zelda come to me. Maybe I can actually get some help doing this. Okay, Zelda's here now. I'm hoping she'll be able to take a chunk out of him. I gotta remember when I try to dodge that laser, I'm still not staying within the blast radius. Why do you have such a hard why do you have such trouble finding us again, Impa? Link is down. Technically, Link is down. Ooh, that stasis attack from Impa is incredibly useful. Ouch. Okay, nobody has any health left. So I'm cheating a little bit. I'm switching to somebody else the instant the Guardian is starting to fire a laser. That'll help me hold it off, but not for long. I really do. I just have to take one more hit here, and then I'm done for. Yikes. Ah, these things are frustrating even in this game. Alright, once again. Okay, let's try to use the AI to do what we want it to do. Get Impa to me. And get Zelda to me. Ouch. Well, I'm already hurting.
I'm on my way.
Well, that's it. Everybody's HP is already gone at that point. Okay. New plan.
Princess, I'm on my way.
And now I think I'm running away from the fight. Oh no.
Freeze! Never give up. Indeed.
I'm barely doing any damage to it. So that since I have Zelda here, Zelda is actually helping me out by occasionally putting the Guardian into stasis. I think I actually successfully dodged something this time. Uh-oh. Okay, and here's where I should switch to Impa. Try to get Impa down the hill and into this fight. Okay, this seems to have worked out, at least slightly. God darn it. Not what I wanted to do. It's almost down. It's almost down. As long as I don't do anything monumentally dumb, I'll be able to beat it. Alright. Wow! That was, without a doubt, one of the most insane boss battles that I have ever done. I don't even mind telling you. Oh my gosh. I don't even know how I made it out of that alive. I think it's time we might tell my father about this weird interloping time traveler that we found. It might help us to tip the tides of war or some junk. At least, you know, that's what I would do if I were Zelda. But I'm not Zelda. Alright, 1 hour and 30 minutes into the stream. We are halfway through. Thank you, everybody, for staying tuned in. Once again, I'm the Scarlet Derby. Weapons obtained. Soldier's Broadsword. Traveler's Sword. Lizzle Boomerang. Alright. New recipes obtained and new items obtained.
Technology, the likes of which I've never laid eyes on. Which means we've got ourselves a brand new, never before witnessed Guardian.
Oh, wonderful. You know, it would be helpful if you guys actually created your own weapons. Just saying.
Like the Sheikah slate, which are amplified by the power of such ancient relics. About a meager
You're a dork.
such technology.
I see. That explains why all of us were able to use the Sheikah slate.
In addition, this here doohickey is loaded with data. Information.
Oh, mama.
Even fathom.
Oh yeah! Check it.
Oh no, there's two of them.
I extracted some visual data from the garden's memory.
Is that?
Yup, no doubt about it. Hyrule Castle after Calamity Ganon has been revived.
As you can see, we managed to extract some of the data, but much of it was fragmented. Even so, if I analyze what we received, I may be able to make sense of more of it.
This is the ruin the Calamity will bring upon all of Hyrule. If we allow this
Okay,
to
then
pass,
don't get sad and lock yourself in your room again, Zelda.
Even everything we've done up until now likely won't be enough.
if I don't succeed at sealing the Calamity, never. This will not come to pass.
To stop Calamity Ganon, it was crucial that they possess the sword that seals the darkness.
It's the Master Sword.
Within the Princess of
You can,
Hyrule,
you can
and the might
just go ahead and call it the Master Sword.
unearthed from across the land. itinerary was strewn with obstacles. Korok Forest, where the legendary swords slept, had been overrun by monsters. And the Princess of Hyrule's power showed no signs of awakening. Lamenting the kingdom's plight, King Rome sent his daughter to gather pilots of the divine beasts. Alongside Link, whose brave conduct had earned him a role as her knight, Zelda would meet with each of the 4 candidates.
Well, okay, we're going to set ourselves up for failure.
You intend to let this relic follow you around?
Well, I don't see you coming up with any bright ideas, Your Majesty.
After talking to Pura and Robbie, we thought it would be best.
I will remind you once again. Above all else, your duty is of the utmost importance.
You gonna talk to your daughter like that?
Yes, we are clear. I understand. And I will honor my duty.
No wonder your kingdom fell. That's just stinking thinking, mister. So where are we going to head to next, and how is it going to mess with the frame rate of this stream? Alright. Yeah, Zelda was added to my party. So the next thing we've got to do is we've got to seek the 4 guardians. Alright. So where do we head to next? Let me see. Can we fix this pot? No, we still need a few more flowers. Give some materials.
It seems I've grown stronger.
So I've added to Zelda's skill tree by going there. That's a free battle right there. Hyrule Sword Fighting Academy. That will more than likely improve Link's skill tree. Alright. Let's see. Do we have anything here for to give an improvement to Impa? I believe so.
You did well.
So for the next upgrade for Link, I have to bring, what was it, 100 Lizalfos trophies? So I have to probably end up killing 100 Lizalfos in order to do that. Yeah, there's a few side battles here. Let's see. Okay, so this is where I can upgrade the skill tree for Impa. Alright.
New power, new hope.
There we go. And make sure I upgrade those characters because that previous battle was murder, absolute murder without upgrades. Alright, so Pumpkin Burglars.
Bravo! Superb!
Open up a new shop. I have to get fish. I don't know how I get fish. What is this? The blacksmiths. Give them some iron shrooms. And now I have access to item shop. Okay, so now we've got four areas to choose from. Let's see here. This is the Gerudo Village, the Zoro Domain, the Goron Village, and the Rito Village. So I think, well, let's just start with the top left. We'll probably make our way clockwise across the 4 villages for this playthrough. Alright. I am going there with only Impa. I like the way Impa uses her glider. It's very ninja.
The Rito resided in a settlement on the Tabantha frontier. These feathery folk were blessed with the ability to glide along the wind. And they were
Yeah, we know this because we played the non-spin-off game.
Counted among them was Rivale, the most capable warrior of all the Rito. The natural choice to pilot divine beast Va Meadow. Zelda and her companions set out for Rito Village in hopes of securing his help. To evade foes, the party tried crossing through the snowfield, but a fierce blizzard befell them, halting their progress. Link asked Zelda to wait in safety, while
he asked her in this manner. Personally, I prefer the air.
This nonsense again? Rito Village is my home. While I'm here, you won't be getting any closer.
Great. Head for Rito Village. First objective. Look at me. I'm not fighting you. You might want to make note of that. Oh, great. Well, there goes the bridge. Still taking the pacifist route. I wonder how long I can get away with it. Okay, I'm not gonna get through that locked gate. Ah, they're so lousy at their jobs. Okay, well, I see the objective now. I do have to fight them because I just need to take out the captains. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, there's one of them. Okay, that takes care of one of you. And that opens a gate. Oh, you're impressed, huh? You are dead in addition to being that impressed. Don't think this is the way to go. Yeah, you leave the NPCs alone and they just kind of start harming people all willy-nilly. Okay, so where's this other captain? I don't know. Maybe you can get to him, Link. Oh, there's no way up this mountain. Okay, well, I just decided, well, let's go ahead and play your way. This is a Warriors game, after all. I'm going to have to get a 100 Rito Warrior defeated bonus eventually. I was able to go through this gate, but is that going to get me any closer to the second Rito Warrior? Oh, hello. It's another Kokiri. There you go, 100, knocked out 100 bird of troops. Now where do I find this other guardian? I say guardian, I mean captain. Let's see. This way? Well, I was going this way. Oh, okay, I see. There's another wind area, like, in front of them. That's how I get up here. Okay. I didn't see that before. Bombs from above. Alright. There's a second captain. There we go.
It will be done.
Okay, next thing I need to do is head to Rito Village. Am I going the right direction, though? Alright. Which way am I headed? I think I should be going this way. Let's go this way, but this time don't hang around at the camp. Because I think that's how you do this. Nope. Okay, I can't find it. Maybe you can, but... The gate I just went through. Oh, look. We ran into some Zelphos over here. If I headed this way. Hang on a second. I'm having the hardest time just seeing my interface because there's just a lot of junk on my desk right now, so just move it aside so I can actually have a good way of looking at the map. Really taking it from this ice whiz robe. Alright. still have to go this way. Ooh, ice moblin. Okay. Yikes. I think a mistake that I was making later is that I was spamming my health power-ups. Which means I was using them up almost immediately, and then that was naturally creating a situation where I didn't have any I didn't have any health to use. This game isn't about the button mashing combat as much as it's about the real-time strategy like resource management. Alright. Got rid of that one. Well, Imp has already made it down there, so let's join her already in progress. Okay, I've got a special move that I am ready to use on the big guy. Alright. There you go. Okay, have we defeated one group of archers yet? I guess not. Yeah, if we hit this rock hard enough, perhaps we'll break it. So... You're not using stasis to move a rock. That's how you would handle it in Breath of the Wild, but that's not how you would handle it in this game. If we hit this rock hard enough, we would break it. Okay, what if we use the bomb? There we go. That's what we needed to do. There you go. What is Link even doing while I'm up here taking care of all the business? Alright. Where's this other captain? I think he's behind that gate. Oh yeah, I need to defeat these guys. In order to get access to the gate. Okay, the question is, how do I get through this door? Oh, excuse me, pardon me. Excuse me, one way. Alright. I think I might see where I need to go. Okay, so... if I were up here... No, I guess not. Let me switch to Link really quick. I think Link's got the same problem. Right up from here. Alright. Where are we headed to next? And there's where I left Impa. I keep seeing these things that look like wind spouts, but they're actually where bombs are going to land. Ugh, that was a big explosion. Gotta get up. Everything is pointing me up that wall. I can't get up that wall, I can't get through that gate. Maybe if I just wait here, one of the bombs will decimate the gate. And I'll be able to get in. It's never that simple, is it? This is the only place where it looks like I can climb up from, but it's a dead end. I thought I saw a context-sensitive button when I walked in from the grave. I could really use one of those right now. Yes, yes, yes. More Koroks. Alright. There are a lot of dead ends in this game. Hey, Impa, now that you're an NPC, do you have any idea where we're going? Yeah, I'm being led to the waypoint. The waypoints are on the top of the cliff, but I can't get there. Is there another rock to break and then I can make an air tunnel? Something like that? Give me a clue. It almost looked like a section of the cliff I could walk across, but apparently it isn't. Alright. Keep approaching all this from the same angles. What if I go back down slightly? I don't even know if that's possible from here. So this time I'm going to go in this direction. And then I'm going to try to go right and upwards. I think that's the path that I need to go through. Alright. And go this way. Okay, now I think we're getting somewhere. Here is an open gate. I said I had a special move ready for the next Rito captain. Alright. Okay, that gets some of them out of the way. Climb the wind in this direction. And now I'm at the camp with the two captains behind it. I had to sneak in from behind. After getting stuck for a long time, it's really satisfying just to fight all of these enemies at once. So now that this encampment has been defeated, I can switch back to Link and then I can go into the next open camp. Okay. That's how that works. There we go. Take care of some of you in this direction. Take care of some of you in that direction. Okay, now I can head in this direction. Okay, so ride the wind here. Jeez, how do I continue from this point? I had a feeling that that Kokiri would be there. Just call it a hunch. Let's try to get Impa where I am. So I'm pretty sure this might be a dead end. After all the trouble I took to get up here. How do I get off of this little berg? Where is the way forward? Okay, where is Impa ended up?
I won't fail.
Excuse me, pardon me. No point in you still fighting. I already beat your leaders. Okay, I think my NPC Link actually managed to find his way across. Let's see if I'm going to be able to do the same. Oh, okay. That's what I need to do.
Steel yourself. I am ready. Can't stop.
They're asking me to stasis the ice moblin. Alright, this guy's toast. Okay, that takes care of you. Get him with that weak point smash. There we go. That one's down. Okay, switch to Impa here. Just so I can give her a healing item. Alright.
Wonders never cease.
Alright, Ravelli. You've been asking for this beatdown for a long time. So you've been asking for this beatdown since 100 years from now. I don't know why all birds are portrayed this way in Japanese media. What do I know? Last apple. That's one way to take it to Rivali, is just you continue to freeze them. Ouch. Nope, you don't get to use that tornado attack. Are you kidding me? He stunned himself after doing that one. Okay, weak point smash time. Yeah, we get it. You're a bird and you're not impressed by anything. Up. Up. Out of health. Okay, better swap. Impa sure knows how to use a good stasis. Alright. Ouch. That special move of his is going to be rather annoying. Okay, that was the last blow there. That was rather unexpected. Alright, you're done, Rito. Oh, so you're just gonna rage quit like that.
You may think you're good.
Oh, but I am good.
But I'm better.
Stop, please!
Yes, princess. No more letting of blood today. By the way, I really like your coat. Rito Village had repeatedly been attacked by monsters led by an unusual guardian. There is strangely no more narration. Revali and his countrymen barely repelled the monsters, but were wary of further attacks.
I understand the situation now. I'm thankful no harm befell you. Either of you.
Pardon me. But we must address the gravity of there being another guardian resembling the little one, Your Highness.
Yes.
Oh.
It is in some way connected to the Calamity. We must swiftly come up with a strategy.
This is the egg that is going to murder us all.
My unique skills. to
Yeah,
prove
well,
divine
pretty much.
trust.
You know, this is kind of where we're going with this.
However,
Oh,
about this
come on!
knight in your service, are you sure he's got what it takes? What the?
Oh, I see. Our friend believes itself to be a knight as well, in service of the princess.
It what?
Well, you know, given that it's an egg, it probably resembles an infant to Rivoli, so I'm going to go ahead and let him have the W on that one. Okay, so Reveille is now on our side, and we're dotting the map a little bit more. Let's see here. Still don't have enough to fill that one. But I can win this one. And now I've got a new shop open.
You did well.
Alright.
It seems I've grown stronger.
Let's give a little upgrade to the princess.
Superb.
Get a recipe for a souffle. Anything else here of note? Make some bread. Make a Tabantha break. Tabantha bake. Okay. What's this? More stables. Okay, I think I don't have any more resources to fulfill. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I don't know if I can complete another quest, because we have got 30 minutes left in the stream, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to give it the old college try. Let's go ahead and let's try to recruit Dorok the Gurren hero. Oops. I should have probably recruited the Reveille instead of Impa, but Impa has been doing really, really well. He's probably been one of my best sidekicks so far.
They were forged in volcanic heat.
The Gorons live in Goron City. They eat rocks and they really like to boogie.
Daru, a brave Goron whose power of protection could repel the mightiest of blows, was deemed the best candidate to pilot divine beast Va Rudania. The princess and her entourage ventured to Goron City in hopes of securing.
Alright, time to go to Death Mountain. This wouldn't be a Zelda game if it weren't for a trip to Death Mountain.
What you'll learn about me is that I never refuse a sincere request. So of course I'm
Okay, that was easy. We're not going to get ambushed by a whole bunch of enemies now. Oh, well, okay, never mind then. Fly and the ointment.
is in a difficult spot right now. The divine beast was found pretty high up on that mountain. A lot of monsters have been crawling around lately, so even getting close to it will die.
So we don't have to rescue our ally, we have to rescue...
So that's why it's a good thing it's gonna be us.
Of course.
Come on, Death Mountain won't close.
So we don't have to rescue our ally, but we do have to rescue the divine beast. Alright. I feel better about attacking the Lizalfos than I did attacking the Rito, but I guess so. That's just the way this is, you know. War as heck. Let's do this. Take some of this and take some of that. Take some of this and that and this and that. We've got some Goron allies with us this time, keeping these moblins at bay. You might have grazed me, but I put a big ol' hole in you, Mr. Moblin Boy. You seem to be relatively basic in your attack pattern. There you go. I think we're gonna keep going this way. There's another moblin. This would have been an easier first mission than the one I just completed. But oh well. I didn't have any way of knowing that. monsters are now assaulting the southern mine. Which way to the southern mine? Which way are the monsters? Which way is Daruk going? I'm starting to enjoy my bow and arrow. Okay, I'm hoping this is not where we begin to run into a dead end. Okay, those guys explode. That's good to know. There's some actual Octoroks here. Actually beginning to run into some classic Zelda villains. Alright. Wizrobe. Was that it? I didn't have a lot of fight in them. No apples. I should have tried stocking up my inventory before getting involved in this fight. There we go. You're down. Okay, hang on a second. I think that Daruk is still with me. But I think we totally left Impa behind. Let's try to get her ahead to the next outpost for us. There we go. Oh wow, that is a lot more bombs than I was experiencing in the Rito village. Serpentine! Serpentine! Hang on. Nutrition break, folks. think that moblin over there is the one we're supposed to be defeating. Daruk is already on him. Yikes. Oops. I did not aim that properly. Ouch. Uh-oh. There we go. I hit my mark that time. Okay, which outpost do I need to head for next? I think I need to go this way. Lots more erupting volcanoes. Oh, almost made it there. Ah, excuse me, I'm skipping this one. Alright. Almost there. Oh, no apples. Yes, we have no apples. Jeez, what do these guys do? Yeah, I'm doing all the encampment sieging myself. Let's see if I can get everybody to start heading in this direction. Yeah, I almost got this guy on the ropes. There we go. This outpost is down. Hey there, Gorons. Okay, what direction do I need to start heading? Come on, I'm not doing jumping puzzles like I did in the other world. Nope. Okay, let's try to see if I can get my guard to cut a path in this direction. Okay, I don't think I can go up this way. I gotta find another way around. Let's head in this direction. I think I am going to need to stasis this block. And that's the direction that they wanted me to fly it in. Uh-oh. That's me, faster than lightning. L and A for lightning rod. Wow, that completely missed. What does this sign mean? There we go. That's how that's done. Yeah, you didn't like that, did you? Okay, Impa is finally with me. See, now getting a hammer stuck in the ground after you drop it, that is something that makes perfect sense. Over here, Garut. Okay. Do any of you guys know where you're going? I'm with you because this is your home turf. I could hit him with the lightning rod, but I don't think it's actually going to do him any damage. It's hard staying locked on to somebody who can hover above your head. There we go. think Daruk went this way. I think Impa cut a path through the mountain, and she's further ahead away than any of us are. Now I'm the one who's lagging behind. Isn't that ironic? Oh, they stopped moving. I think they might have run into some trouble. Gotta remember to save that lightning rod. For some of the bosses on the outpost we're supposed to be defeating. Alright. Oh. Fire modeling up ahead. These guys don't have to be bosses. These guys could be regular enemies at this juncture in the game. Alright, we're almost there. Excuse me. I don't want to fight any more jellies because I know they're just going to end up exploding and taking health out of me. Alright. Oh, what did I just get through saying? Darn it. Supposed to be going this way. Okay, they went up and around like there's a little bit of an S-shaped path right here. Alright. There you go. I guess that's a smart way of dealing with them. For once, the NPCs know where it was at. Oh. Okay, what did I say about using this lightning rod? There we go. Almost through this. There we go. It's a good thing I got that final move. More monsters. Persistent little beasties, aren't they? Okay, where are we headed to next? Give us a point of direction here, Daruk. See, that's all I expect out of you guys. Just a little bit of teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work. What's up, rock guys? Where have we found ourselves? Okay, gotta make it over to this peak. Ooh, giant lava rock monster right over there. Okay. That takes care of some of this. I don't think my ice powers are really gonna do anything here. Jeez whiz. Well, the AI strikes again. I don't have anyone else helping me with this boss. Alright. I'm also just trying to heal here. Except that I can't. Ouch. Big old chunky butt. Ooh, that put a dent in him. I think throwing my bomb at him made him lose his left hand for a half a second. Well, no, not really. I think maybe he actually put it in the ground. Okay, here comes the cavalry. Is anyone hurt less? Daruk is hurt less. I get to take this guy for a spin now. He's incredibly slow moving. Ooh, that was a good hit. Almost down. Okay, now we gotta start going to Death Mountain. So we're getting close to the end of the stream, but I want to see if I am going to finish this conflict. So, notify the affiliates. We're going into overtime. We're going to go ahead and end the stream as soon as I've completed this mission. I had to go across this narrow bridge. They invented this narrow bridge for me to go across so that I would have an obstacle. Taking a lot of damage here. So something I should do, let's get everybody to start heading in the direction of Death Mountain as well. There we go. So while I'm looking in this menu, I should see if there's just food that I can put into my inventory. No, I guess not. I guess I have to wait back until I get back to the map screen in order to equip anything. Alright. Is this gonna refill my hearts? Definitely could use, Yep. Just what I needed. So, wait, hang on. I want everybody to get onto my mark. There we go. It's gonna take them a while to get here. I don't want to wait around for too long. And move forward just a little bit. Oh, don't tell me they're already losing the outposts. Okay, you finally made it here. God, which direction was I supposed to be in? Here I am trying to heal my party.
I won't fail.
I don't think she's taken barely any damage at all. So where is... So yeah, I think this is the direction that we're supposed to be going. Lots of bats. Well, I think we're just going to have to... We're just going to have to go on to Death Mountain before we lose all three of the outposts. Oh no. This is the bridge on the way here. Okay, so we gotta beat these two moblins. Okay. Okay, well, I gotta do this again. Daruk says, leave the bridge to me. Well, that's one way to lower a bridge. Yeah, let's get across Death Mountain now. Another outpost is falling. Matter, I am going to get to the Great Beast. Excuse me, guys. Yeah, you too. Oh, look at that. Another Igneo. A couple of Wizrobes, too. Say, Impa's on our way up there. Gee, I think all of the outposts have fallen at this point. I was hoping I'd get the main objective done before everybody started failing us, but I guess not. Yeah, I think those guys actually do have a weakness to bombs. I never would have thought that. I think that was a weak point smash. There we go. Okay, that's the end of the campaign. It doesn't matter that I let all the outposts go back to the bad guys, but... Oh, wow. Link has got a lot of extra weapons right now. I have got a lot of enemy contracts. Daruka's got some armor. I got a new recipe. Whew. Alright, well, that's 2 kingdoms down. That's good. That's very good. We managed to do pretty good today. And, yeah, we didn't finish as late as I thought we were going to.
Seeing it again, it's even bigger than I remembered. Huh? Let's get right to it then. Ooh, I can't wait.
Motion control aiming. This is interesting. I think we're actually going to get to battle as a great beast now. There's a guardian. It's... I didn't manage to even get to these parts when I was playing Breath of the Wild. And so very likely I'm going to go back and I'm going to play the original Breath of the Wild again. And when I do that, you know, I'm going to complete it this time. Finish that up, and by the time that I'm finished with all of these games, there's a good chance that I am going to be able to complete everything in time for when they release the proposed Breath of the Wild sequel. So I'm using motion controls in order to attack with this. So... set my aim, I press ZL. Okay. And so I'm just using the Great Beast to mow down all of these enemies. So why did I need to rescue the outpost? This is doing so much more damage. Just look at me go. I'm a veritable Godzilla. Special attack time. It's virtually a cutscene. It's like the Katamari Damacy of Death and Destruction. I'm probably not going to run into anything challenging until, like, the end of this sequence. Alright, here comes the big guys. We're gonna go after a lot of these large Magnum bosses. Put enough of these guys together and they could destroy a great beast. There we go. Okay, that's the end of it. I thought I still had to go the rest of the way down the valley, but I guess not. That was the biggest threat that they could throw at me.
That was unexpected, but we pulled through in the end. You really proved yourself, hey little guy? Now, about me piloting Rutania. Well, go ahead and count the mighty Daruk in.
Thank you, Daruk.
Of course! We'll smash that Calamity cannon jerk to smithereens! Oh, wait a minute. You must be starving after all that fighting. I know just the cure for...
Of course he's a big eater.
My favorite. Prime rock roast. Doesn't it look delicious? Why don't you dig in?
I don't eat rocks.
Sorry.
I don't actually know whether Link was successful in biting through the rock, but
Bring enough for everyone.
Thank you.
he seems to be able to eat it. I don't know. I don't really know. I'm not entirely sure. But anyway. Yeah. Alright then. So, this concludes our broadcast day. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's stream of The Legend of Zelda, Hyrule Warriors, Age of Calamity, and all subtitles thereof. Thank you absolutely everybody for tuning in. Once again, I'm the Scarlet Derby. I am a 19th century superhero and your gaming grandpa. My typical website is the Scarlet Derby at Midnight J. I am also regularly on Twitter. Be sure to follow my Twitter so that you'll be able to see all of the bonus streams that I'm going to be doing throughout Christmas break. Thank you everybody for tuning in. We do streams every Friday and Saturday beginning at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time right here on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Thank you everybody for tuning in. I will be back tomorrow with a playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV. That's the great big surprise that I wanted to drop to everybody. I'm going to start playing an MMO, and that MMO happens to be Final Fantasy XIV. Thank you everybody for tuning in tonight. I will see you tomorrow. Ta-ta until then.